you really have to know not. Damn, how do I say it? You really don't know what you're doing if you lose a +2 matchup, which it always happens. You know, they could always clutch it out. Even I'm gonna be perfectly clear. Just because a matchup is -2 for Marth and they violate Marth and they beat him, that doesn't mean you can't win. Same thing with a +2 matchup. You can still lose a +2 matchup because, you know, sometimes that player can just be a better player than you, regardless if the character they play loses to Marth. So we got that out of the way. We're good. Yeah, I'd be mad talking with my hands and throwing up gang signs and stuff. I can't curse because then I can't monetize the video. So let's do this. We're going to go off with the characters that Marth loses to. Like, just really bad. Wholeheartedly believe that Fox beats Marth really bad. Greninja beats Marth really bad. All right, so I'm gonna give my reason why these people are -2. Why these people beat Marth really bad. So Fox and Greninja have these things called frame traps. Plus, they're able to just continuously pressure Marth in his uncomfortable zone. So Marth has the uncomfortable zone, which is where his sour spots are at, which even though they allow you to do combos and push opponents away, it's not his strong suit. So a character like Fox and Greninja have extremely fast buttons that can frame trap Marth. They can bait out his up B and punish him even more. And they're very slippery. They could go in and out of Marth's range super fast. So the way you beat these type of characters is to try to call out when they're dashing out and when they're vulnerable. Because as you guys know, when you dash in and dash out, you're vulnerable for a few frames. That's why I prefer walking. Louis Jesus, come on, bro. Come on. Let me put the chat in here. Nah, I'll do that later. So I do believe that Fox and Greninja beat Marth because of their fast buttons. Because they're able to pressure Marth super close to him. And, you know, when, you know, Marth can up B, but when a character can bait that out super easy, I think that's when Marth is really in trouble. So those are that's probably his 2 worst matchups in my opinion. Yeah, I probably will get demonetized if I put the chat. Who else does he lose to? I'll see the people that go even. Donkey Kong goes even with Marth. Bowser goes even with Marth. No, actually, yeah. Bowser and Donkey Kong go even with Marth. Ganondorf completely gets obliterated by Marth. Obviously, you could keep Ganondorf out of his range. You could keep Ganondorf at bay with Tipper. You can combo him. He's combo food, and you can get really good kill confirms on Ganondorf. Now, when it comes to Donkey Kong and Bowser, this is why I feel like Marth has trouble with them, but he doesn't outright lose to them. So, as we know, Bowser and Donkey Kong are chunky boys. They're fat. They're like, dude, they're dummy thick. Like, they're super dummy thick. So even if you get a tipper on them at 120, 125, you're probably not going to kill them. 1, because your moves are probably stalled by the time they're at that percentage. 2, they're fat. Like they're huge. But Marth does have a saving grace. Marth can tack on damage on these specific characters, Donkey Kong and Bowser. It's harder for Donkey Kong to land against Marth, but here's the problem with both characters and why they can possibly also beat Marth and why it's even, and it could go either way. So, besides their weight, 1, their combo game is fairly decent for heavies. 2, their grab game, whether it's Donkey Kong's cargo throw, you gotta be playing through the fire and flames on expert to try to get out of Donkey Kong's cargo throw at like 80, 90. And that's when he exploits Marth's recovery, because if you don't mash out in time, even if you're not dead from the blast zones, you're probably not going to make it back on stage because of how far Donkey Kong has thrown you. With Bowser, Bowser has this thing called a frame 6 command grab. Yes, it's frame 6. It's frame 6. It's a frame 6 command grab, and it complements Bowser's playstyle very well, meaning that you want to be pressing shield against Bowser, but when a Bowser realizes that, and they see you holding shield, they're just going to frame 6 command grab you, and if you're at 110, and they grab you with that frame 6 command grab, you're pretty much done. You're dead. You go shkablootle. That's what happens to your stock. It gets obliterated. But because Donkey Kong and Bowser have trouble landing against Marth, and because they are combo food, I think that it could go either way. It's just depending on how early you could get the kill confirm or how much you can keep both characters at bay. Now, people are probably going to argue that, hey, Marth beat Donkey Kong and Bowser in Smash 4. And I'm going to tell you why. That jab one that Marth had in Smash 4, Jazz, why you, bro? Everybody, clown this Bowser made in this chat. I'm joking, bro. I love you, Jazz. Marth's jab was able to put Donkey Kong and Bowser at a disadvantageous state, like right in front of him, but above. And both of their forward airs, more Donkey Kong, were really slow to activate. So you were able to frame trap, combo them, and keep them in that disadvantageous state with jab. That's gone. We don't have that jab anymore. Which means Donkey Kong and Bowser are now even though in Smash 4 they used to lose to Marth. Let's see, what else are we doing? Same thing with Incineroar, the same reason as these people. I think Incineroar goes even with Marth. I know that's a hot take, but I think Incineroar is a lot better than people lead on. Now, Pokemon Trainer, I think it's +1 for Marth. I think Marth bodies. I think Marth wins against Pokemon Trainer, and I'm gonna tell you why. Marth is +1 against Pokemon Trainer, in my opinion, because I think when it comes to Squirtle, I think Marth can easily kill him super early. When it comes to Ivysaur, you can camp out Ivysaur if you have platforms. If you have Charizard, and I think that's everybody's crutch, is fighting against Charizard, you can combo Charizard. You can edgeguard Charizard. Well, you can ledge trap Charizard, not edgeguard. But you can still edgeguard Charizard. I think what people have trouble with is just killing Charizard. And if you can't kill Charizard, then, Marth can lose. But I do think that, honestly, in my honest opinion, I think Marth beats Pokemon Trainer for the simple fact that it's fairly easy to tipper both Squirtle and Ivysaur. And it's fairly easy to combo Charizard. So that's why I think Marth beats Ivysaur. And if you guys don't believe me, go watch my video against Bankai. I just obliterated him. Yeah, I could clip this and send it to him. I don't really care. Let me see. Oh, Marth obliterates Marth obliterates Little Mac. Like, it's not even a competition. Not even a competition. There is, don't get me wrong, there's good Little Macs. I wholeheartedly believe there's really good Little Macs. But Marth just bodies them. Especially when you do Dancing Blade. Whether it's Sour Spot or Tipper, they're going to be off stage, and that's not where they want to be. And I also have videos of me playing one of the best Little Macs in New York City. Bronx Boy. And I've beaten him almost all the time. Yeah, I beat him all the time. I'm like a 7-0 record on him. No shots to Bronx Boy. I get scared. Trust me, you guys get anxiety when fighting Little Mac, and it's very easy for Little Mac to get into a Marth's head because of like their kill confirms and whatnot. I think Marth is +1 against Ness. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, Ness is one of those characters that he does really good when he's pressing buttons. Now, when I say pressing buttons, it's not in a disrespectful way. Because there's characters that don't press buttons, who camp. And there's characters that do press buttons. It's like the opposite of the spectrum. You have the super defensive non-button pressing characters. And then you have the button mashing characters that just win. And Ness is one of them. But here's the problem. Marth can keep Ness out of his range. Ness is at that perfect, like, mobility where Marth can easily combo him. You can get Ness's double jump, his little blink, that little one that goes like a swoosh, his little blink jump. You can get that super easy with a tipper up smash, up air, tipper up air, up tilt. Yes, he can kill you early with his back throw. He can PK fire you, but you also have up B, and then it becomes a 50-50 mind game. What are you going to do? Are you going to SDI away and then run away from the PK fire? Or are you going to up B if he tries to press a button against you? And when you stand still and you don't do nothing against Ness, you're going to see how much a Ness mashes, right? No disrespect to any of my Ness mains. They're really phenomenal. They're great players. But this is what I'm just trying to prove a point. And plus, it's very easy to gimp Ness. You just have to like be smart with it. So yeah, +1 on Ness, +1 on Pokemon Trainer. I think Dr. Mario and Mario are +2 for Marth, and I'm gonna tell you why. I would say they're +1, but in my opinion, if Lucina is +1 on Mario and Dr. Mario, then Marth is +2, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this matchup is basically Mario needs to get in, and when he gets in, he combos you. With Lucina, she has to, space at max range. But who's going to benefit more when you're spacing a character at max range, Marth or Lucina? I think my boy Marth, because he has a tipper factor. So, you know what? No, I'm going to stick to the +2. I do think Marth does body Mario and Dr. Mario. So, damn, I may start. Am I second guessing myself? No. I'm not second guessing myself. Yeah, I do think that Mario, since you have to be in max range against Dr. Mario to be like super effective, you can definitely like just keep Marth and Mario and Dr. Mario away. Now, people are gonna argue, but when Mario gets in, he's gonna struggle. Marth is gonna struggle. He has his sour spots. The same thing with Lucina. It's just she just doesn't have sour spots. If Mario gets in against Lucina and Marth, what's gonna happen? They're gonna get up air, up B. Or up air fair. That invalidates Sour Spot's and Lucina's sword. Because at the end of the day, you guys are both put in a disadvantageous state. And when both characters are up close against Lucina and Marth, that's when Lucina and Marth have trouble. The Sour Spots don't play a factor when it comes to them being up close. What I do think that I think that's it. I think that's it. No, that's not I'm not saying that Ness mains are mashers, W killer. So yeah, I do think that Marth beats Mario and Dr. Mario because he could keep them at max range. And he can use his Sour Spots if they do so happen to get close to him. If they whiff a move, Marth can get a Sour Spot into a tipper conversion or set up a tech chase and whatnot because, as you may know or you don't know, Marth's Sour Spots have a lot of benefit to them. They're not just a hindrance. There's pros and cons to Marth's Sour Spots. I think Marth beats Lucario also. I think Marth beats Lucario for the simple fact that you know what? I think they go even. I'm gonna tell you why. All four of these characters have one thing in common. The clutch factor. Donkey Kong and Bowser are less it's less noticeable, but their weight plays a big part of it. Incineroar, his revenge plays a huge part of his comeback factor. And that's what Marth has a lot of trouble with. Marth has a lot of trouble with characters that have a big clutch factor. Like a Marth can space out Donkey Kong, Bowser, Incineroar, and Lucario fairly easy, right? You can space them out. But they all have a clutch factor that can kill Marth earlier than Marth can on them. Yes, you can get a Tipper F Smash, but if Incineroar has Revenge, and if Lucario has Aura, and if freaking Donkey Kong Cargo throws you at 90 and drags you off the stage at 90, and you're trying to play through the fire and flames with your controller to try to mash out and you just can't mash out in time, it's not a good time for Marth. So I do think that Donkey Kong, Bowser, Incineroar, and Lucario are even with Marth. Lucina. Now, the meme is that Lucina's +1. I mean, that Marth is +1 on Lucina. Alright? I don't believe that. I think they're even. But with a slight edge to Marth. Because you guys are always going to be at... You know what? Freak it. We're going to put +1. We're going to put +1 on Lucina. And because, you guys both want to be at max range together. If Lucina's spacing max range on shield and she whips, then Marth's at perfect tipper distance. And yeah, I think Marth is +1 against Lucina. I think Marth bodies Jigglypuff. She can't shield. She's in the air, and Marth can use his tipper up tilt to anti-air. Can use his aerials to like contest her from under her. So if she tries to like fair you, and you're under her, you can like up air her or like back air her. You don't want to contest her when you guys are both on the air and you guys are parallel to each other. I hope that's the word. That's a big word. That's the big word for today. Zero Suit? I think it's even. I think if you camp her out, she has trouble. You don't want to be in her distance though. But that's the same with almost like all the characters that are even women. You don't want them to be at their distance. You don't want to be you don't want to be in Zero Suit Samus's distance because she can just grab you into like the down B spike. I think it's even. I don't think Marth loses to Zero Suit because if he has platforms and he could camp Zero Suit, she's gonna have a lot of trouble doing her things because if she tries to up B you, if she tries to do the spike and she whooshes around you, you can be under a platform and just kind of be safe from it, like just shield it. So I think it's even. But I could be wrong. I need more matchup experience. Kirby, same thing. Keep the distance. I think Marth can demolish Kirby, but a good Kirby is really scary. Now, here's the thing. With Kirby, let me take a sip of my soda pop. Here's the thing with Kirby. You're going to have a lot of trouble with Kirby's for the simple fact that they're so used to always being outranged. When a character is used to being outranged, and then they're playing the definition of a character that outranges Kirby, aka Marth, they know what to do more than you do when it comes to a character going in. Because, one, if a player knows what you're trying to do to always keep them out, they've already thought of a game plan to overcome that. That's the key difference between a bad player and a good player. If a good player who means a low tier understands, okay, this matchup is bad, you can still come up with a game plan to like counter a very simple game plan as the keep away game with Marth. That's why a lot of players have trouble against someone like Kirby. So yes, it's a meme with the whole Kirby, with the Kirby versus the other disc. We're not gonna mention it, but it's a meme at this point. I do think that Kirby beats him. You just have to adjust your game plan when the Kirby adjusts their game plan towards you. Because remember, just because Marth wins the matchup, that doesn't mean that Kirby doesn't know what to do. And they can catch you by surprise. I've struggled a lot against Kirby, but I've always clutched it. So I do believe that Marth beats Kirby. +2. Ah, this mother fudger. I'm gonna put him at -1. I think Marth loses to Yoshi. I think Marth loses to Yoshi. I think Marth loses to Yoshi. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I thought for a while that Yoshi's just mash. This is a hot take. It's a hot take. It's a hot take. But I'm gonna tell you something. I used to just think that Kirby's just mash. Then I fought you ran 10. And he played patient as heck. And I hated that even more than fighting a mashy Yoshi. So that tells you a lot. I think the character is super good. He has a lot of strengths. And his weaknesses aren't enough for Marth to exploit. So it's going to be hard for Marth to edge guard Yoshi unless they've already used their double jump. But if you try to catch their double jump, they're going to armor through your sour spot. And because Yoshi has such a drift in his double jump, he can easily go inside of Marth's sour spot. So while Yoshi hates swords, I do think that Yoshi beats Marth by a little bit. So maybe, all right, let's not say negative. Let's not say negative one. Let's open up a new one. Marth slightly loses. All right. So that's my thing. 0.5. I think Marth does struggle against Yoshi. But remember, if you guys want to if you guys want to bash my tier list, you guys are more than welcome to. Because y'all already know me. I freaking make fun of everybody's tier list. So y'all can do the same thing. I'm not going to tell y'all this is my opinion. I'm not going to tell you that. Because you guys are more than welcome to bash my tier list or make fun of me or whatever. I don't really care. I'll make fun of my own tier list in a video. So yeah, I think Marth slightly loses to Yoshi. Marth is +1 against Chrom. Marth goes even with Roy. Now that's a hot take. That's a super hot take because, well, to me that's probably a hot take because a lot of people probably think that Roy and Chrom destroy Marth because they're able to get in and their combo game is so potent. But there's one thing that people fail to realize. Yes, if you play the aggressive game against Roy and Chrom, you may end up losing because they just benefit more from the aggressive game. The same way how they can smother you and make it hard to breathe in tournament and bracket in a match, Marth can slow down the pace. When you slow down a Roy and Chrom and you can outrange them because Marth does slightly outrange Roy and Chrom, then you start to realize that once you start outranging them and then slow down the game, it's going to be very hard for Roy and Chrom to really get in. And Marth against Roy and Chrom, Marth just plays the tippy-tap game better. What's the tippy-tap game? It's like when a boxer jabs. You know how a boxer just wins by points and he's just jabbing at you? Marth can just do that too without his jab. He can do his F tilt. He can do his down tilt to pressure shield or to like keep him away. Marth has many tools that is going to allow him to do that. So yeah, I think Marth goes even with Roy, but I think he's +1 against Chrom because of the recovery. I think Marth goes even with Falco. I think Marth can edgeguard Falco. I think Marth can like tipper Falco and he'll die early, but Falco can just like combo Marth into oblivion. So, but I do think it's even. I think Marth goes even with Samus because you could camp them out. You could cap out their zoning with platforms. I fell asleep through it, Louis Jesus, but my brother said he dominated freaking his opponent. Now Wii Fit. I think Wii Fit goes even with Marth. I think Marth can combo her, can frame trap her, can ledge guard her fairly well. Can actually edge guard her fairly well. Ledge trapping is a lot more harder against Wii Fit. But she also has the clutch factor. The same way how Marth can kill her really early, Wii Fit can also kill Marth really early with her deep breathing. Because she loves breathing oxygen, apparently. Snake, even. I think Marth and Snake go even if you play the matchup right and you camp them out and you don't get too overzealous. Snake will have a lot of trouble killing Marth. But it's even. I don't think Marth beats Snake. I don't think Snake violates Marth either. But if you don't know what you're doing against Snake and you recklessly try to hit him and just be aggressive, you're gonna die super quick. So it seems like a lot of people will probably put him at -1, where Marth loses to him. But I think Marth and Snake go even. Diddy Kong, I think it's +1 for the simple fact that you can gimp Diddy Kong fairly easy, and you could also combo him. So I think Diddy Kong's even with Marth. Diddy Kong's even with Marth. My bad. Luigi +2 for Marth. Yeah, definitely. Marth just also like if you get the grab, yeah, but it's very easy for Marth to SDI Luigi's combos. I think. 2GG. Speaking of 2GG, I know you're gonna hate me for this. Listen, I take Rizazu serious when it comes to because he's a great player, better than me. But I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with his that Marth doesn't lose any freaking matchup. If that was true, then Rizazu wouldn't have like 8 different pockets. So if Marth doesn't lose against anyone, why is he going different characters? I thought he beat everybody, but apparently not with what he does. He plays pockets, he plays secondaries to alleviate that stress. And why does he alleviate that stress? Because those characters can possibly beat Marth, meaning Marth has losing matchups. So I respect Rizazu as a player. I just don't agree with his matchup chart. Just like how somebody can respect me as a player, but not agree with my matchup chart. I think Captain Falcon goes even with Marth. I think you could like combo Captain Falcon into Oblivion. You can keep him away by slowing it down, but he can also like smother you with easy kill confirms, like down air fair is gonna kill Falcon. I mean, he's gonna kill Marth at like freaking 60 earliest. No, you're right, Luigi. Just nobody agrees with everybody's matchup chart. Toon Link. I think Toon Link goes even with Marth also. It's just depending on how you could do it. Now with Palutena, I don't know the matchup all too well, but I do think they go either even or Marth kind of wins if you learn the matchup. Nah, hot take. He's +1 on freaking Palutena if you know what you're doing. She's light. Wario, I think Marth loses to Wario slightly, so he goes to the 0.0 of 0.5 category. I think Marth slightly loses to Sheik, 0.5, -0.5. I've lost to almost every Joker I've played. But I do think they go even. I think I just need to learn the matchup. I think Marth does good against Byleth, so he's +1. I've never played Isabel, so I don't know how that goes. I don't play Ices enough to know, but I feel like, yeah, I can't put him. I feel like Ices, I think Marth beats both Ices and Isabel, but I've never played a really good Ices or Isabel, so I can't say for sure. Wolf, I think it's even. I think Marth goes even. It could go either way. I've played Inoka enough times to know that Marth can win. Either Marth or Wolf can win. It's all about fundamentals. Who has the better neutral? Who has the better fundamentals between them? I said Toon Link? I meant Young Link. Bayonetta? I think Marth beats Bayonetta. She dies super quick. Me Brawler, Marth beats Me Brawler. Because again, they're like, Marth can keep Me Brawler out at max range. Mr. Game & Watch, I think Marth beats Mr. Game & Watch by +1. Because he could keep out Mr. Game & Watch, but Mr. Game & Watch has a lot more tools than compared to Mario and Luigi. He just has a complete set right here. Mr. Game & Watch is just one of those good characters. Ridley, I think Marth beats Ridley by +1. He's a big body. He's not a heavy, so he could die. He could die at a decent percent with tippers. Sour Spot into tipper confirms are easier on Ridley. Sonic, Marth beats Sonic if you camp him out. Very easy for Sonic to get flustered if you camp him out. Corrin, I think Marth beats Corrin. How's the tier list looking? Is it looking kind of funky? Is it looking kind of wonky? So for those of you who don't know, +2 means that Marth beats them really easy. +1 means that Marth beats them fairly easy. Even is, it could go either way. Slightly loses is -0.5. -1 is, you know, Marth loses this to them. And then -2 is that he loses to them really bad. And then they have the question mark area where I don't know enough about them. Shulk? Shulk. This is a tough one. I'm inclined to say that Marth beats him by +1. But I'm also inclined to say that he slightly loses to Shulk for the simple fact that, one, he outranges Marth, so it's harder for Marth to get his game plan going, meaning he has to rely more on his Sour Spot combos into tipper kill confirms. But once Shulk is in kill range, he can go to Shield Monado. And if you guys are last hit, last stock, Shulk can put his smash, I was going to say emoji, his smash art, which can like clutch it out. So I'll just say it's even. It just sounds like an even matchup. I think it's even against Shulk. Hero. I think Marth beats Hero. I think Hero's aerials are too weak. Are too slow. I feel like Hero's aerials are slow, where Marth can contest him in the air. And then Marth's tilts are just like better to set up frame traps. Tech chases, and can push Hero away. And if he tries to just do like his RNG stuff, you can like use platforms to freaking, you know, get away from all of that. Rosalina, I don't know too much about Rosalina. Cloud, I would say it's even. I would say Cloud versus Marth is even for the simple fact that Cloud can space out Marth just as well as Marth can space out Cloud. And that back air is ridiculous. Just a lot easier to space with Cloud's back air than Marth's back air is against Cloud. So if you want to try to space out Cloud reliably, go for your tilts. He beats Rosa? Alright, so I guess he does beat Rosa, but I just don't know the matchup enough. And I don't want to say he beats Rosa and then I freaking stream next week. And then I get bodied by a Rosa like 5-0 in a freaking best of 3. I think Marth beats Pit. I have trouble because of the jumping, but Marth definitely beats Pit and Dark Pit +1. I think Marth beats Robin +1. I think when it comes to slowing down the game, Marth beats Ken. No, Marth goes even with Ken. No, I think Marth... This is tough. Let me save that for later. I think Marth also beats Lucas fairly easy. Marth beats Lucas fairly easy. Nah, I'm gonna have to go right here. I think Marth goes even with Pikachu and Pichu. You just gotta be really careful with how you play against them because both of them can just smother Marth, and it's harder to tipper them. Not for the simple fact, not for the fact that they just can't. That Marth can't. It's just like their hitbox shifting is just too much. It causes way too many things to like happen to Marth's tipper hitboxes. But if they crouch down or if they flatten themselves like a pancake, Marth can get a tipper F tilt and a tipper up tilt super easy. So that's what makes this even. Because if that wasn't a factor, I think that Pichu and Pikachu would beat Marth slightly, not by a lot, but slightly. Ike, I would say it's even. Ike's nair is ridiculous. He can nair up air Marth and just die. His stock just goes shabloinks. Beat Villager. You could edge guard Villager fairly easy. I think Marth loses to Duck Hunt slightly. I think he has too much. I think he has too much stuff going on with his can and everything for Marth to like really like camp him out because he can use his can in tricky ways. So even if you use your platforms to camp him out, he can take you out of those platforms a lot like trickier than compared to like Snake's grenades. So I think Duck Hunt loses slightly. I think Marth loses slightly to Duck Hunt. You think Sheik and Marth feels negative too? You know what? I think I agree with you. I agree with you. She could get in and out of Marth's range. And she can combo Marth like to Oblivion also. Like you thought he could combo Marth into Skyrim? Nah, she could combo him to Oblivion. Steve, I don't know yet. I want to say that Marth can camp out Steve, but then the way Salem plays, I don't know. I think Marth beats Me Gunner. I think Marth also beats Sword Fighter. I think Olimar goes even with Marth. I think Piranha Plant beats Marth slightly. There's a lot, like every time you go max range on his tilts, and the little ball still hits. The ball still hits Marth regardless. Like you need to use Tipper Shield Breaker, if that, to like not get hit by the freaking little Patooey or whatever you guys want to call it. So yeah, I think Marth slightly loses to Piranha Plant. Hot take, I think Piranha Plant's a cool character. I like seeing him play. Banjo? I think Marth goes even with Banjo. I think Marth goes even with Banjo. Cause he's a chunky boy. Like he's not dummy thick, but like he's not dummy thick. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder to kill him with Tipper. Like you're not gonna kill him super easy with like a raw Tipper. You need to kill confirm. Inkling. I play Toast all the time, and Toast is really good. Not Toast the Link player, but Toast the Inkling. I think it goes even. I think it goes either way. Because Inkling has multiple things, like, you know, she can raw side B if you're not ready for it, or if you whiff an attack like your F tilt to try to space her out. She can just do her little rolling and flatten you like a freaking pizza. And then she can just do whatever she wants against you. And then if you shield against that, she can grab you. If she baits out your shield, she can grab you and hoo-ha you. So I do think that Inkling does go even with Marth. Toast is really good. Shout out to Toast. It's mad funny because Toast, Z minus and them, they be watching like Diary of the Wimpy Kid in like Toast's secret Discord. I guess I'm like, oops, I'm not supposed to see that because it's a secret Discord. But shout out to Toast. He invited me and I'm like, which one? He was just like, oh, you want to watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid? I'm like, yo, heck yeah. Like, which one is it? He's like, it's the new one. I'm like, nah, never mind. I like the old one. I like the one from 2009. 2010, I mean. I haven't played Meta Knight, but I am inclined to believe that Meta Knight beats Marth, but slightly. But I haven't played enough Meta Knights to know. I think Marth loses to Peach and... No, you know what? Nah, they go even. I'm going to tell you why. They're very easy to Tipper Dancing Blade. Very easy to Tipper Dancing... Where's Daisy at? They're very easy to Tipper Dancing Blade. I think DDD actually goes even with Marth. People are like, well, what? Diddy Kong goes even with Marth? Yeah. I think Diddy Kong, I think Diddy, said Diddy Kong. I think Diddy can space out Marth fairly well with Gordos. And then he has the lingering F tilt. Plus he's heavy. Plus you can't edge guard him because of his up B. Has super armor. Plus, he's a chunky boy. Like the clap of his feet. Like be making earthquakes, man. Like they do. They be making earthquakes. I think DDD goes even with Marth. Shit, Squid Ren. He's a DDD man. You think I'm wrong, Squid Ren? Let's see how this tier list is looking right now. Yeah, man said that that Shaggy voice is a little bit too accurate. I think it's even. No, I think it's even. I don't think DDD beats Marth. I think it's even. It's not at least -1. It's even. Has to be even. Because once you learn the matchup, it becomes a lot easier. So he's on the cusp. Marth is on the cusp of beating DD. King DDD. What do you have that's good against DDD? My patience. You know that, Squid Ren. Oh yeah, I got my patience. That's what I think is good against DDD. Cause you bodied me like the first 4 games, and then you lost the next 7. It's just all about figuring out DDD's game plan. So if you meet a really good DDD in bracket, the first time ever, you're losing the DDD. But once you learn the matchup and you get to play friendlies with them and stuff like that. Nah, I don't think. I think Marth goes even. I think if you know what to do against DDD, it goes even. If you don't know what you're doing, then DDD beats Marth. Yeah, all you gotta do is be patient. Plus, combo. You get your combo food. You space me out. But what happens when I don't let you land? What happens when you get comboed? DDD doesn't have an answer for that. Just like how Marth doesn't have an answer for consistently getting over Gordos except using platforms, camping them out. I don't think it's losing. I don't think Marth loses. And I will first attend you when you get a land, and I'll prove it. I think Marth beats Terry. I lost to like this one good Terry player, and he took me out of top 8. But it's because I try to contest his buttons, and when you get out of Terry's range, he really can't do nothing against you. So I think Marv actually beats Terry. Oh, gee, scary Terry. Hey man, don't say that, man. Mewtwo. I don't play enough Mewtwo's, but I'm inclined to believe that Marv beats him because of his lightweight and he's easy to tipper. Dancing Blade. But I don't know yet. I don't know. I could be wrong. Rob? I think Marv loses to Rob. I think... I know. I'd be type 2. 2GG strides. You just gotta be patient. I think Rob beats Marth. I think, like, you need to be super oppressive against... Like, you need to be super oppressive against Rob, and Rob is just not going to let you do that. Marth has too many tools to keep Marth away, and while, yes, you can use platforms to alleviate that stress, Marth's combo game is not as potent compared to Chrom. Chrom's combo game, like his jab, is going to put Chrom at a disadvantageous state because he's going to be right in Chrom's range, but not enough for Rob to, like, release something. Like, if, you know, you jab Rob or whatever, he has a lot of, like, high starting frame aerials. But with Marth, if you get, like, an up tilt, you put him at Marth's tipper range to get, like, an up air, but Rob is going to feel a lot safer because Marth has to commit to a jump. Marth has to commit to, like, a tipper F smash to get kill confirms. When all Chrom has to do is just jab back here. Jab, read jab, jab F tilt, you know? So while I do think Marth's combo game is great, I'm not dumb. And I'm not blind. POP, hold me down. Like, I ain't blind, you feel me? So I would say Rob beats Marth slightly. Yo, what's up, Nair Brave? You better teach me the matchup if you won't be talking all that hot stuff in my chat. How you doing, bro? Pac-Man? I think they go even. I think Marth doesn't. Nah, I think they go even. Min Min? I don't play enough Min Mins to know, but I'm inclined to believe that he slightly loses to Min Min. But it's doable. But I don't know enough. Bowser Jr.? Marth definitely beats Bowser Jr. You just have to have enough patience and call out a lot of his stuff. I think a lot of Bowser Jr.'s go for the same.
Like gentlemen.
Thank you, Akeen, for becoming a gentleman. I think Bowser Jr.'s all do the same thing. To be honest with you, all Bowser Jr.'s do the same thing. So if you lose to a Bowser Jr., it's because you're not adapting enough. But it's hard. But I don't think it's even. I think once you figure it out, I think Bowser Jr. loses to Marth fairly easy. Ryu? I think Marth slightly beats Ryu, +1. I think it's +1 matchup. Ken? I think Ken goes even. I'm gonna tell you why. I know people are like, yo, like, dude, this is like oh, hi. Ha! Like, dude, like, they're like, why? This is the same thing as Marth and Lucina. No. Marth and Lucina are not the same character. And Ken and Ryu are definitely not the same character. Ryu struggles to get inside more than Ken. And even if he does get inside Marth, that sounds so wrong. Ken has better frame traps / mix-ups to deal with Marth in the inside. Yeah, they're trying to get her banned, bro. Like, freaking learn to match up and grow up. Like, for real. I'm not talking to Louis Jesus, by the way. I know Louis Jesus, regardless if he hates Min, he's still gonna, like, play her. He doesn't want her banned. He wants to demolish her. I know how Louis thinks from time to time. Yeah, let me get some exclamation Gatsby's in the chat right now. Richter. I think they go even. I'm honestly kind of inclined to think that. I'm actually kind of inclined to think that they beat Marth slightly. No, I think they go even. Now, King K. Rool. I think he beats Marth. I think he beats Marth. I think it's -1. The super art, the belly armor, mixed with how thick he is. Like, if I was to see him at the club, I'd be like, damn, bro. He thick. Like, if I see K. Rool in the club, I'd be like, damn, that guy's thick. He just weighs too much. He has super armor. He can zone out Marth. It's hard to get in. It's hard to get in on K. Rool, and then he has, like, he sucks you up like a freaking hood rat. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just, like, I think it's hard for Marth to really get in. I'm also inclined to believe that once I learn the matchup better, I think Marth actually beats Joker. Yo, Nair Brive, bro, let's not start this yet. Let me finish the video before I argue with you. Because I'm ready for the smoke. Alright, last character, Mega Man. I think Marth goes... I think Marth goes even. I think Marth goes even with Mega Man. Alright, guys. If you guys have stuck through the video, because, by the way, stream for you, those of you who don't know, this is going to be uploaded today. The first part maybe today. Second part tomorrow. Or 2 days from now. +2, Marth violates. Lil Mac, Ganon, Dr. Mario, Luigi. Why is Charizard here? Jigglypuff, Kirby, Mii Fighter. Why? Because they all can get maxed out spaced. And Marth benefits from being at max range. +1. Pokemon Trainer, like I said before, Ivysaur, Squirtle are easy to tipper. Charizard's easy to combo. Lucas, Ness, press a lot of buttons, but Marth has a sword to contest that. Lucina, they both want to be in max range, and Marth benefits from that. Same thing with Chrom. People want to space out with Chrom because he doesn't have a sour spot, but Marth just does that better because of the tipper. And plus, he can gimp Chrom super easy. Palutena, she's light. And I believe that because she's light, she can easily get Tipper Dancing Blade. She can get kill confirmed fairly easy. Marth's animation can actually go under Palutena's orbital things if you just dash in. And she does the max range version, which can leave her super punishable. I think it's +1 for Marth, for Byleth. Because Marth can just, like, use combos to, like, get in on her. And her aerials are kind of laggy. I believe that Marth just kills Bayonetta super easy. I think Marth can also keep Mr. Game & Watch super, like, at max range, and he's light. Ridley, he could get comboed easy. Sonic, you can camp him out easy. Corrin, I just think Corrin just isn't too much of a threat for Marth. I think Marth can just like have his way with Corrin. Pit, Dark Pit, I think they're just too honest for them to really give Marth trouble. Hero, his aerials are just slow, and like Marth can camp him out with the platforms and whatnot. Same thing with Robin. I think his aerials are slow, even though his kill confirms are deadly. And yes, he can zone out Marth, but when Marth is like on platforms and he uses those to his advantage, it's very hard for Robin to play his game. Zelda, Toon Link, and everybody, yeah, all these people, pretty much what I said here. Even most of these characters have like a clutch factor. DDD, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Incineroar, Lucario all have a clutch factor. Zero Suit Samus has good combos. She's slippery. Roy, she has good buttons. Same thing with Falcon. He has good buttons, but if you slow down both characters, you can like kill them fairly easy. Samus and Dark Samus, I think that if you camp out their zoning tools, they have trouble. But they're so good. Like I would say it's +1 if it wasn't for the fact that they're like slightly heavy. Like they're not heavyweights, but they're slightly heavier than middleweights. And yeah, Wii Fit Trainer also has the clutch factor. You know, most of these are top tiers except for like obviously high tiers except for like Incineroar and all that and Richter and them. So Marth loses to like Yoshi, Wario, Duck Hunt, Piranha Plant because one, Piranha Plant and Duck Hunt can keep him out of his range, and even if you get in their range, they have some tools to like punish you for that. Wario has the clutch factor with the waft. Not the wop. He has the waft. Yoshi, I just think he's annoying. Regardless of what playstyle he plays, whether it's button mashing or patience, he's going to give trouble for Marth regardless. And I think that Yoshi has the tools to clutch it out more than Marth can. King K. Rool, Rob, they just can zone him out very well. They benefit more from keeping him away than Marth does to them. And even when they do get in, you know, Rob has his down tilt combos, has his projectiles to take him out of that close-up range. And this mother guy is just freaking, he's just fat. Like, he's just a chunky boy. And then these three characters, -2, because they have the buttons and the quickness and the swiftness to get out of his range and combo him. And they frame trap him really well. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters, I haven't played them enough to really say. But I do think Marth beats Isabelle and Ices. And people are saying that he beats Rosa. I think Marth goes even with Steve, but I don't know yet. I think Marth loses to Meta Knight, but I don't know enough to really say it and feel comfortable placing him at like 0.5. And then Mewtwo may be going even, but I do think that Mewtwo has some cool stuff, but I don't know either. And then Min Min, I only played one.
Like gentlemen.
Yo, what's up, Vendetta FGC? What's up, Vendetta? Vendetta, are you the Ken? And Min Min, I haven't played enough Min Mins. So yeah, that's my list. If you guys want to critique it, make fun of it, I encourage you to do it because I do it all the time to like clowns. Like, I'm not even gonna say their names, but if you guys want to like make fun of my freaking video, at least do a food review, so that way it's funny. But if you guys want to clown my tier list or critique it or whatever, you guys are more than welcome to. I always do it to everybody else. Even if it is satire, I feel like a lot of people don't believe that most of my tier lists, because I have a segment on YouTube called, it's called, I don't want to curse because then I can't freaking talk about, I can't monetize the video. So I have a video series called Reviewing Bad Marth Takes While Reviewing Your Favorite Food. So there's basically satire, but a lot of people think it's real, except for the ESAM one. I think I just went off on ESAM. So if you guys are friends with ESAM, I'm sorry. That's your friend, not mine. But everybody else, like Larry Lur and the Void video, it's like mostly satire. Like, it has truth to it, but it's mostly satire. But yeah, I think this is my tier list. Narabrive, you can make your own tier list and put Marth in -1. Same thing with Squid Ramp. This is my tier list. So either you take it or leave it. So yeah, guys, this is your boy X. And I'm out here. All right, guys. Now that the video's over, now that the video.